Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. If converts generally have to go through struggles and a long journey in finding Islam, it was different for Cindy Weber. She felt the path to Islam was indeed prepared for her. I just thought that God wanted to guide me, so there was no obstacle that hindered my way to Islam, she said. Since childhood, Cindy was raised in the Catholic Church. She was educated by nuns until she eventually became a missionary. Not much is told about how Cindy learned about Catholicism and spread it around the world. What is certain, Cindy's story of guidance began when she was on duty in Kenya, as a missionary, of course. In Kenya, Cindy interacted a lot with Muslims. Quietly, she was charmed by the life of the Muslim community. That was the key to her interest in Islam. I saw how they lived their lives. They had good family lives, and I thought that was something I was looking for. Cindy shared in the program They Chose Islam on the Algerian TV, which can be watched on YouTube. Cindy saw Muslim families being very happy. They liked to gather and then eat together. This sight was very foreign to Cindy, who was accustomed to living amidst the individualism of American society. The contrast for me in America was that on Sunday afternoons, it was just in front of the TV, watching a ball game with a box of beer. It really felt empty, she reminisced. With no Muslim brothers and sisters, let alone an Islamic teacher, the woman born in Burlington, Wisconsin, USA, had to study Islam on her own, self-taught. Even without a teacher and without anyone to answer her questions about faith, Cindy didn't take long to decide that Islam would be her religion. There was not a single doubt. Cindy felt as though she was escorted to embrace Islam when she returned to the U.S. Cindy's path was so easy that she then declared her Shahada in Chicago. 2 weeks before declaring her Shahada, Cindy went to the Islamic Center in Chicago. She just said, "I'm interested in Islam." In fact, at that time, Cindy had already studied Islam, even intending to declare her Shahada. The administrator of the Islamic Center in Chicago then gave her some literature and Islamic books. After receiving the books, Cindy left. But suddenly, a Muslim from the Islamic Center called her, Wait, why don't you become a Muslim right now?" Cindy imitated the Muslim's question. "Well, I'm just reading these books and similar things. I'm just thinking about it," Cindy replied. "Okay, do you know if you don't become a Muslim today, then you cross that road and then die, you will go to hell," said the Muslim, inviting Cindy to hasten towards goodness. "No, that's not possible because I'm a Catholic, and Catholics won't go to hell," said Cindy. "Okay, we know. You actually want to go drink with your friends, drink alcohol, the night before you become a Muslim. That's why you don't want to become a Muslim today," guessed the Muslim. "I don't drink alcohol," Cindy lied. Cindy chuckled, her cheeks reddening as she recounted the conversation with the administrator of the Islamic Center. She really remembered the event even though it had been 25 years ago. The conversation ended with the giving of an address of a large mosque in Chicago. The administrator of the Islamic Center gave up. Cindy did not embrace Islam that day. "So, I received the address, Chicago Grand Mosque, and 2 weeks later I went there, declared my Shahada," Cindy recounted. Such was the simple journey of the missionary until she embraced the religion of Islam. Cindy said, the path to Islam seemed to have been destined for her. She did not experience any difficulties at all. On the contrary, it was ease after ease that she experienced on the path to guidance. After embracing Islam, Cindy became a devout Muslima. She wore a hijab, then married a Muslim man and lived in Dallas. She was even active in an Islamic humanitarian foundation and spent her time preaching. There she talked about Islam and shared knowledge through preaching. The foundation protects the refugee community in Dallas. About 50% of the refugees there are Muslims. We welcome them and tell them that applying Islamic law in America is easy. They can maintain their faith and don't need to hide it or pretend not to be Muslim, said Cindy. In the foundation's main building, the 5 daily prayers are held every day. Islamic religious lessons and Arabic language are taught to Muslim children. There is also an English class attended not only by Muslim children but also non-Muslims. Even the English teacher in the class is a Catholic. We partner with the Catholic Foundation and they send active English teachers to teach English as a second language. So, we have all religions here, and everyone welcomes it, said Cindy, tolerant. 7 days a week she spends her time at the foundation. Nevertheless, Cindy enjoys it. But she admits, many things have changed after she embraced Islam. After becoming a Muslim and wearing a hijab, Cindy was often treated differently. When shopping, for example, cashiers often acted rudely. It's just a small thing that you can just accept and walk away because you know that person wouldn't act like that if they knew how good Islam is. All you need to do is behave as well as possible. Now, Cindy is the mother of 2 grown children. They are Lubaba and Abdullah Helwani. Thanks to Cindy's upbringing, they have grown into accomplished young Muslims. Initially, Cindy was worried about the influence of Western culture that could contaminate her 2 children. Therefore, she continued to instill Islamic teachings and values in her children's souls from an early age. The influence of Western culture did worry me, but hopefully they have received enough Islamic education that will make them always return to Islam when making life choices, said Cindy happily, while introducing her 2 children. The eldest, Lubaba, is very active on campus. She has even received many awards such as Outstanding Campus Leader in the Resbud Award Festival 2010, Who's Who Among Students in American Universities and Colleges, and became the president of the CAB organization at Texas Women's University. Since 5th grade, Lubaba has worn a hijab. Even when moving from an Islamic school to a public school, she never took off her hijab. Just because you're a Muslim and wear a hijab doesn't mean you're prevented from achieving and receiving awards, said Lubaba. As for Abdullah, he has graduated from film school in Orlando. Currently, he is interning at the Hollywood Muslim Affairs Council in Los Angeles. He's an American Muslim, an American teenager. He just graduated from film school, said Cindy, while opening an email from Abdullah and showing a photo of her son. Cindy is endlessly grateful to see the success of her 2 children. She has successfully educated and raised them in Islamic values. Cindy has also managed to instill confidence in them as Muslims so that they do not feel isolated among the majority group with different beliefs. That's all for the story of a Catholic woman choosing to embrace Islam. I hope this video can be an inspiration and be useful. Until we meet in the next video, peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings.